We are waiting to hook up Stitch Duran. Of course, my man in the other room is just freaking out as I speak. I kid you not. 1-800-878-7529, Stitch. If you didn't get the number right, I'll give it to you again. 1-800-878-7529. We're trying to get Stitch Duran as I speak. And of course, yesterday was a production nightmare. This isn't such a production nightmare, of course, but yesterday was. Now, Terrence Crawford, although Earl Spence has wanted to exercise his rematch clause, whereas Crawford has said it's going to be at 147, 148 pounds, basically saying the fight's not going to take place. And, he probably doesn't want to hurt Earl Spence. I mean, money's one thing, but the bottom line is this guy's been beat on so bad. I mean, having tossed out of that car and then taking that licking like he did, it's just really not worthy of him to step back into the boxing anytime soon. Maybe not for the rest of his life. I mean, he made enough money, no doubt about that. Now we take it to Las Vegas. We got Stitch on the line. My man, Jacob Stitch Duran, cut man of the stars. How are you?
Love you live, Pedro. Thanks for having me on again, man. It's always a nice way to spend Sunday afternoon.
I know, but it's hell to get a hold of you, man. What, do you got a secretary now?
No, I have the phone in my hand. I couldn't understand that.
Okay, all right. Anyway, Stitch, the heavyweight champion of the world, I asked Errol Snow about this now, number one, but the heavyweight champion of the world, anytime he steps into the ring, his title's on the line, correct?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, whether it's a sanctioning body or not, the bottom line is the world heavyweight champion if he gets in the ring and he gets beat. So if he gets beat by this guy, Francis Ngannou, does that make him the champ, or do we make the title vacant?
Ooh, good question. I wouldn't think that Ngannou would deserve the championship. Even knocked out Tyson Fury, that he would deserve to be the world champ because it's only his first fight. But if it leaves it open now because he gets knocked out, then I can see that. Good point, Pedro. I didn't even think about that.
You are tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide, your inside look at the world of boxing and MMA. What about the era of money being poured into boxing? Are you down with that?
Well, yeah, I worked with Nate Diaz. I mean, that's kind of money being poured into boxing.
How much money did Nate Diaz make?
You know what? His agent, Zach Rosenfeld, on paper said that he made anywhere from $15 to $20 million.
15 to 20 million bucks against Jake Paul?
Him and Jake Paul, they co-promoted. They had all the rights to sponsorship, to viewership, to merchandise. Smart way to do it, Heather.
Are you trying to tell me Nate Diaz is not as dumb as he looks?
100%. But I knew that from get-go. Yeah, I knew that from get-go. Sharp kid, man.
No, I know. I know he's sharp. He had I forget who his trainer was, but they had a trainer, and of course they were training here in the city out of Stockton. But at one point in time, man, Nate and Nick, they were the hey, it was because of those two getting in that brawl on CBS television that CBS didn't do the MMA series. Remember that?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, we hid behind the bar, that's for sure, man. They're throwing chairs and everything.
I think CBS was jinxed because they didn't do the MMA thing there. And then when myself, Mills Lane, and Al Bernstein were given a contract by CBS to do a once-monthly show on CBS television, Mills Lane had a stroke. So CBS getting involved with late night sports, I mean, I thought that was going to be the avenue to wow, that was going to be it. Me and Bernstein didn't get along at all. I think he's the most insecure man in the history of boxing, without a doubt, okay? But the bottom line is, when we got on the air, it's flowed perfectly.
Good. Hey, well, all you guys know the game, so what better combination?
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, Stitch, what's on your agenda? What are you doing these days? What's up? When's your next? When are you going on the road next?
Well, Wednesday, I just got back from Corpus Christi. I was there with Top Rank for the fights. I worked 4 out of the 8 fights. And Wednesday, I head off to Orlando. I'm working with Chon Cepeda, Jose, and he's fighting Cesta. So, and then I think the week of Canelo, I'll be with Uga. And then I got Linares and Top Rank and all that. So I'm staying busy, Pedro, thank God.
Okay, Canelo and Charlo. God, I'm getting in trouble for this. And every time I think I mention this, the WBC posts this disclaimer up on the page, this and that. But the bottom line is, I think that Charlo, because he fights black. I don't know how to say it. I mean, I'm not racist saying that. some guys fight like Mexicans, and some guys fight like black guys. And Charlo fights like a black guy, and Charlo's black, and he's tall, and he's got range, and he's got decent muscles and this and that as far as his repertoire is concerned. And I think he's got a live shot against Canelo Alvarez. Am I wrong?
I agree 100%, and I understand what you're talking about in style, and I agree 100%. You know, and then the thing about anything is you can beat anything, but you can't beat time. So Canelo's been on such a nice ride that eventually, when's it going to get clipped? Is it with Charlo? Can Charlo do it? I think so.
Well, the fact that he didn't look so good against John Ryder in his last event. Of course, John Ryder fighting on the day that the King was anointed, King Charles, was a big day for the UK, so he got to go the distance against the so-called pound-for-pound king of boxing. But at the end of the day, I thought he looked a little puffy. And then, you got Canelo taking pictures for these fights when they announced his fight. He took a picture in a gut shirt. You know what a gut shirt is?
No.
A gut shirt is one of those shirts that hide your gut.
All right.
You know exactly. Come on, Stitch. Anyway, bottom line is, I think he got overweight, and I think that now we've got Canelo Alvarez sort of like in the mold of Roberto Duran. In other words, camps aren't about training anymore; they're about losing weight.
Oh wow, good analogy. And let's see what happens. But and we were talking about the other day also. And in this situation, you're right. Eddie Reynoso works as the coach and cut man, but I think it would be fair. And it would be logical for him to have a cut man to do cut man duties because you were talking about those styles, right? Mm-hmm. And I could see Canelo possibly getting cut.
When you lose a lot of weight, in camp, you lose a lot of weight. You are more prone to cuts. Things happen to you, this and that. So Canelo probably should cross his eyes and cross his T's and dot his I's. But the bottom line is this money. We've seen it before. Guys don't want to spend the money until the spit hits the fan and they're looking around.
Good analogy.
I mean, yeah, that's just the way it is. So Charlo's got a good shot. What about Errol Spence? Does Errol Spence ever fight again?
I don't know. I think, at this point it becomes, instead of a physical aspect, it becomes more of a mental aspect. Does he continue? Does, this defeat that he has with Crawford, does it hurt him mentally? I don't know. I just
Stitch. When he got thrown out that car, though, that was a brain bleed. You saw the brain around both corneas. I mean, the blood around both corneas in his eyes. That's a definite concussion, a definite brain bleed. I mean, he was severely hurt in that. And then he comes back and he sort of looked like Muhammad Ali against Larry Holmes after the first round with Terrence Crawford. So, in other words, I'm sort of suspect of the fact that, Nevada let Ali fight when he couldn't touch his finger to his nose 10 times, and they let Errol Spence fight after that car accident. I just think it was a bit suspect.
And I agree, at least on stopping the fight after that first knockdown. I just saw body language and his eyes, they changed. At that point, I think he was defeated anyway. Okay.
Real quick, should Ryan Garcia be banned for boxing? Did he quit like a dog, or did he go into that fight hurt with Tank Davis? What happened?
No. He gave him another shot, man. Everybody has excuses, and they look for negatives of a fighter, but you got to give Ryan Garcia some credit.
Okay,
and give him that up.
Okay, real quick. My ex-girlfriend's kid has lost 3 amateur fights in the world, and he's 32 years old. Should he quit?
Well, do it for enjoyment. If you're doing it for the love, have him continue. If you're doing it for the money, have him get a job.
Stitch Duran, kiss your lovely wife. Say hello for me. We'll talk real soon.
All right, brother. Thanks.
The cut man of the stars without that. When it comes to the world of mixed martial arts and or boxing, of course, the cut man is Jacob Stitch Duran. It comes originally from Santa Rosa, California. Of course, we were together back in the amateurs. Of course, he told Dana White where to go. He told Dana, the two-finger salute. Yeah, he gave that to Dana a little bit more. And of course, Dana White is the worst person in the world every week on this show, without a doubt. The worst person in the world, Dana White of the UFC. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide. Back with a surprise guest. Barry on boxing? We'll find out about that after the break. You're tuned to Ring Talk Live Worldwide on Sports by Live.